"Here today, gone tomorrow," said Abby the canary. "Where's Disco?" "I saw he's racing today. See the odds, Charlie? I need to call my bookie." Charlie the tiger was busy, but the ocelot known as Mary looked up briefly, spared a response, and dug back to her phone for the day's latest news. 7-1, she said. "That's it, Mary. Maybe I'll try a trifecta. My Grandma Flossie almost made a killing once when the odds were 27-1 on the winner and she'd guessed right on all three. The only thing was, she'd only bet $2 on that trifecta. But it could have been really big, back when I was a chickling, me and her together, right here in this park. She won the round-trip bus fares for both of us, and our lunches, too, so she was happy." "Have you seen this, Mary?" Charlie said, pointing to his phone. With little awareness he was being ignored, Abby pushed on. "Seemed my grandma never needed much, just money for yarn and turkey tetrazzini, the kind with little compartments next to each other, turkey with gravy, mashed potatoes, and green beans, the greatest TV dinners straight from the oven every time I visited. I really look forward to those turkey tetrazzinis. Grandma would sit on a stuffed chair in that little corner of her hotel room where she lived year-round, hooking those long knitting needles to make blankets and vests with multicolored squares, all day long, while we watched the Cubs playing baseball. I had lots of blankets and vests back then, which I never wore. All in storage now. Grandma's been gone a while. Makes me think I might unbox a couple, as a kind of a remembrance." "Just reading it now," said Mary to Charlie. "There's a lot here." Abby rolled on, as he still hadn't been addressed by either party. "The two of us, me and Gram, watched a lot of baseball then, from my house, too. Before the game, she'd say from the kitchen, 'Remember, call me as soon as the Star-Spangled Banner plays.' Mom was so impressed by her patriotism, not realizing our national anthem occurred at the precise moment Grandma needed to call her bookie. I learned everything from Grandma, including gin rummy. She just loved to gamble." As Abby chirped on and no one listened, all the high rollers remained fixated on the latest news. Undaunted, Abby continued. "I saw Disco breezing the other day. His head dropped low, real sad or something. Affected his workout. Maybe it's his jockey. Makes a difference who's riding." Grandma knew all the jockeys, and she had strict rules too. If a horse on its way to the gate relieved itself, so to speak, that was the horse she'd bet on, due to it being lighter, she said. She'd win that way too. Knew just about anything. "By the way, Charlie, do you know Disco's jockey? Does anyone like him? Does anyone want to look up and answer me? What's so interesting on those phones?" Still no answer for Abby, but he didn't miss a beat. "Oh, look, here comes Disco. Hey, Disco, how you feeling today, Disco? Feeling like a winner?" "Who's asking?" Disco said. Disco didn't recognize Abby, as Abby's bangs had grown over his eyes, and Disco hardly knew him anyway. "Disco, it's me, Abby. Thought I'd place a bet on ya. You like that guy who's riding you? New, right?" As it turned out, Disco was more than down, and sad wasn't even the word. His answer was long, to relay the story Abby already mostly knew. "Yeah, Abby, that's Sidney. New jockey. Sammy died a month ago. Heart attack. Too skinny. Lost a lot of weight too fast. He was 117, but Big Boss said he needed to drop to 108, or he'd never ride again. I didn't mind 117. Never felt him. Not too heavy for me, my little bully boy Sammy. He was my friend, always with a carrot and a kind word. He was a good rider too, but Mr. Biggie B. Boss from hell never cared about that, or what he'd done to him, or what he did to Sugarman either. Now they're both gone, Sammy and Sugarman. It was Big Boss caused Sugarman to break his leg. Poor Sugarman, never guessed what was in his feed. Bolted out of the gate like a hurricane, and out went his kneecap, just like that. I don't want to race no more. It's not the same without Sammy or Sugarman. Both gone for good. Don't have a choice, though. Gotta race. Sorry to hear that, Disco. Maybe I won't bet on you after all. What's everyone reading in those phones, anyway? No, what? Wait? You mean it? What? Sugarman's alive? How? This revelation to all was reported by Charlie the Tiger with uncharacteristic elation. Everyone had loved Sugarman, the Heracles of horses, who'd raced hard without complaint. Won folks a lot of money, too. Such a nice, gentle gelding. His sire got bred a lot, due to world-renowned Sugarman. Glory of the ages, they called him. Sugarman lives, said Charlie, stroking the white-flecked fur under his chin, as last night's painful whisperings of Sugarman being fatally shot slowly dispelled. But no one was fully aware of what a superhero Sugarman actually was, or how, on the darkest of nights, he'd reared up and kicked Biggie Boss with his one good foreleg, causing the bullet to ricochet the other way, and Biggie B to get carted to the ER, courtesy of the groom who'd snuck into the stall for a smoke. Doctors unanimously agreed to ignore the persistent yells from Biggie's makeshift hooded cloak, due to having witnessed the aftermaths of countless unconscionable acts performed by him. Having decided Biggie B's cranium could possibly wait for all eternity, they successfully triaged on Sugarman's patella. Good news travels fast, and reports of Sugarman's return from death's door and Big Boss's shattered evil skull went viral, and everyone in the world rejoiced, knowing hell got its devil back and the planet was safe for a while. News of Sugarman's narrow escape and hopeful recovery further sparked widespread festivity. Sugarman, who would remain celibate but happy, joined his busily breeding sire, out to pasture in bliss. As yet unrevealed, but an equivalent cause for jubilation, was Disco's beloved Billy Boy Sammy, the bull mastiff who was such a good dog. While on his way to heaven, he'd received an offer from an intergalactic being identified as a starseed, who patiently awaited him. She appealed to Sammy to trade his passing soul for her ready life force, which had yearned for centuries to live on the beautiful planet Earth. It was a justified fair trade, her enduring life force for his transiting soul. Sammy deserved to continue on Earth, she told him, being that he was such a good boy. Sammy would now return to the park to surprise his stricken Disco, out of his grief, with an evermost heart-filled embrace and the gift of a carrot and a kind word.